Is there such thing as white privilege or privilege at all? I think that that's a topic that needs to be discussed and looked at and not just assumed due to history. Is it in present day America? Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for coming back to my channel. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and please share this video as I'm trying to get more subscriptions so I can grow this channel. Today's topic is on privilege. I'm in my second semester of paralegal class, and last semester I learned about a topic called affluenza. And it was, when I first heard it, it was very crazy, and so I wanted to bring it to you guys so that you can see it also. If you already know about affluenza, please leave it in the comments, say yes. If you didn't know about affluenza, leave it in the comment and say no. But watch this video to the end because I'm sure it's gonna make a few people upset. But let's get straight to the video. All right, here we go.
He got drunk, then jumped behind the wheel of his pickup truck and plowed down 4 people in a drunken haze. So why isn't Ethan Couch behind bars?
Right off the back, man, this dude got drunk, plowed down a few people, and they're asking the question, why didn't he go behind bars? I would say, oh yeah, he's gonna get a long time. He ran over a few people. He's gonna get some jail time or possibly no jail time, but let's listen to the whole thing.
Keep in mind, he's just 16, too young to legally drive with any alcohol in his system. And in this
So let's stop there. This kid is 16 years old, drinking and driving, and has ran over or hit a few different people. Now that, to me, I don't know, I'm not gonna continue to try to be long-winded whenever I pause it, but to me, man, you don't hurt people while you're drinking and driving. You should be charged as an adult.
this case, his blood alcohol measured 0.24, 3 times the legal limit in Texas. Eric Boyle's wife and daughter were both killed.
We had over 180 years of life taken, future life, not 180 years lived, but 180 years of future life taken. And 2 of those were my wife and daughter.
Investigators say surveillance tape shows Couch and his friends stealing beer from a Walmart store in June. Then they got drunk at a party. Leaving there, police say Couch gunned his pickup, going nearly 70 miles per hour in a 40.
Oh, look at it. Now listen to this. Not only is he 16, drinking and driving, he's killed a few people while drinking and driving, while after stealing from a store and driving 70 in a 40. If you drive 70 in a 40, you damn near get 180 days in North Carolina just for that in jail. So all of these charges, and they're saying he's not going to jail. That is just adding up. Now, if you go to the hood and a child gets hit with that same thing, what do you think that he would get charged with the list of things I just mentioned, whether it be 16, drinking and driving, killing people, stealing from the store, and speeding in a residential area? Put it in the comments. What do you think that you would get charged with at the age of 16 if you was from a lower income area?
Just about 400 yards down the street, he slammed into Holly and Shelby Boyles, who had stopped to help Brianna Mitchell fix a flat tire. Youth pastor Brian Jennings was driving by and had also stopped to help. All of them were killed. Ethan Couch was charged with 4 counts of intoxication manslaughter and tried as a juvenile. In one of the most bizarre defense strategies we've ever heard.
All right, so he's killed 4 people. Not just 2, but 4. I looked into this case, and 2 of the people in his car was injured. I think a third one was paralyzed from this accident, from him drinking and driving. It's ridiculous to me. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Do you think that you would have got the same privilege, and why? What do you think would have happened for you?
Of attorneys for Couch blame the boy's parents for his behavior that night, all because of how they raised him.
Yes, I do blame his parents. If you have some dirtbag children like that, where they do that, I blame the parents as well. Who allows their child to drink at age 16? And even more irresponsibly, have a vehicle that they can drive. But I don't care what type of background he's had, it doesn't give him the right to be able to do something like that. In situations like this, it wouldn't be the same for me if I was in that situation. This is why we need to change the laws. And where it's not benefiting or where it's unfair for someone who is underprivileged or privileged. Let's continue.
A psychologist and defense witness testified that the boy suffered from something called affluenza, a lifestyle where wealth brought privilege and there were no consequences for bad behavior. He cited one example where Couch, then 15, was caught in a parked pickup with a naked 14-year-old girl who was passed out. Couch was never punished, according to the psychologist. He also testified that Couch was allowed to start drinking at a very early age, even drive when he was just 13.
Okay. So, due to his parents giving him such a privileged life and being so, I guess, covered with money, he didn't learn any lessons. He was so privileged that he didn't learn about responsibility and how, there are consequences in life. But let's look at the definition of affluenza. And just so everybody knows, it's not influenza, it's affluenza. But let's look at the definition in the Merriam-Webster's dictionary. All right, it's the unhealthy and unwelcome psychological and social effects of affluence, regarded especially as a widespread societal problem, such as feelings of guilt, lack of motivation, and social isolation experienced by wealthy people. Just hearing that makes me wonder what would be the opposite of affluenza if it was somebody who was not as wealthy or who was underprivileged, who wasn't able to have as much, so they took it upon themselves to do the same exact thing. They weren't taught any boundaries. Let's say majority of people almost everyone that is in Section 8 housing or that's on welfare. If they're on welfare, 9 times out of 10, there is no father there and there is no real structure. And what that does is it teaches a child there are no boundaries. And that's really what people have whenever they are from the streets. They don't live by any boundaries except for the boundaries of the streets. So would that affluenza still apply to that, even though they're not wealthy? It's a psychological thing that it's saying. It hasn't necessarily been deemed as a psych issue, but it's being pushed there to an extent. They're given so much privileges, given so much money, having so much money thrown at them that it should be okay that they're able to kill people with a car, that they're able to steal from a store. And as you can see from what the woman had said before, he more than likely raped, and this is alleged, at least from my perspective, because I wasn't there, but he more than likely raped a 14-year-old that was naked and unconscious in a car. And what happens with the parents? What do you guys think should happen with these parents? What do you guys think? Put it in the comments. Do you think that the parents should be charged with manslaughter? Because I think that they should. I think that they should be charged with manslaughter, and he should be charged with manslaughter, and charged with no less than 5 to 10 to 15 years for each person that he murdered. He put the bottle into his own mouth. Even though he was so privileged and given so many different things, he decided to get drunk at the age of 16. His parents is the one who allowed him to drink. Now, granted, in the state of Texas, unless I'm mistaken, I thought I had read that they're able to drink at the age of 16, but it has to be supervised by the parents. So if he was drinking, then more than likely he was supervised by his parents. Therefore, I think that they all should be charged. What do you guys think? Put it in the comments. All right, let's go to section B. Is extreme materialism and consumerism associated with the pursuit of wealth and success and resulting in a life of chronic dissatisfaction, debt, overwork, stress, and impaired relationships? But let's read section B. Is extreme materialism and consumerism associated with the pursuit of wealth and success and resulting in a life of chronic dissatisfaction, debt, overwork, stress, and impaired relationships? So pretty much from what I'm reading, let me know what if you guys think that I'm getting it right. But is an extreme like going towards money and what money can get you, but ended up being still sad and depressed because money doesn't buy you happiness. So that's what the second one is saying about affluenza. But in his case, they're saying that his parents had privileged him so much and had given him so much that he didn't understand what right and wrong is. So my question is, if it was on the other side where it was poor, where they didn't have as much, and so the parents always was working, would it be a situation of they weren't given any boundaries, so it's seen as a psych issue? Let me know what you see in the comments. Let's continue.
Prosecutors fought for a 20-year sentence, but the defense argued Couch needed treatment, not prison. The judge agreed.
The prosecutor pushed for a good amount of time, at least 5 years per person that he killed. But there is other people who were injured, so I would question whether or not a 20-year sentence would be enough for him. I think that should have been spread from him to his parents. They should all get the same amount of time spent in different prisons. But the defense pushed for something else. Let's hear it.
And gave Couch 10 years probation, plus time in alcohol rehab. No prison. She told the court she believes Couch can be rehabilitated if he's away from his family and given the right treatment. He'll likely end up at this pricey rehab center in Newport Beach, California. His father has agreed to pay the $500,000 or so that it will cost.
So, yeah, that part. That right there is very disturbing to me. This dude is going to pay $500,000, and from what I understand, it was $500,000 a year for him to be able to go to this, pretty much this resort, this psych resort, seemingly, and not get 20 years in prison, but he got 10 years probation, and he goes to rehab. Who do you know gets that? Leave it in the comments. Who do you know gets that type of treatment? I can't even say white people generally get that type of treatment. You drink and drive, they're going to throw the book at you. There's been people that was with me in the Army. They drank and drive and got caught. They didn't even hurt anybody else. They got kicked out of the Army and charged. And it was on their record forever. What do you guys think? Is probation, 10 years probation, enough for killing 4 people, injuring a few others? Let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. If you want this type of information, let me know if I should continue. But let's get back to it.
Taking him away from his family and teaching him to be a responsible citizen, that's a consequence.
So what they're saying now, and I hate to just take that little piece and try to run with it, but what I just heard was, all we have to do is just take him away from his parents for a little while, and this should be consequence enough. Really? So what you're saying is that he killed all of these people. I'm not sure. I can't remember when I was an EMT, when I was doing EMT training, what would be a mass murder. But he killed 4 people and injured a few because there's drinking and driving. And they're saying that a consequence or a punishment would be to take him away from his parents. Not only to take him away from his parents, but to go as far as to taking him to a $450,000 rehabilitation resort. That's ridiculous to me. And you would not get the same treatment. I'm just trying to be as serious as possible. You would not get the same type of treatment.
A consequence for killing 4 people? Not even close as this woman, whose daughter, Brianna Mitchell, died in the crash.
He'll be feeling the hand of God. Definitely. He may think he's gotten away with something, but he hasn't gotten away with anything.
Randy Kay.
I would say yes, the hand of God would definitely play a part in this. And I would definitely allow it to influence me. And if you take the life of my wife and my child, or my brother, like the pastor, or my sister, I'm going to jail. I just say, I'm going to jail. I'm coming for you. That's crazy that he would get no punishment except for what they call, oh, you know what? Let's just take him away from his parents. That's consequence enough. If we can pretty much be his parents and teach him how to do right and how to live outside of his parents, and that should be okay, right? That's okay. Let's continue getting the money. Follow the dollars. And that's where I believe how money answers all things. It won't answer for somebody who's trying to be vengeful or avenge someone else, but as far as this system goes, yeah, you can definitely answer any question that they have with money. But let's go ahead and look at the information that I found. All right, so the question that I have is there a white privilege? Let's look at this next young boy who had the same issue.
New at noon, a hearing today for a teen who turned himself in after allegedly causing a crash on New Year's Day that killed 4 people.
And local 10 News reporter Ian Margold tells us what happened today in court.
This happened back on New Year's Day, but today, 16-year-old Alex Garcia was officially charged as an adult. Let's take you back to when this all started in the early morning hours of June.
So let's look at the first part. It says that he was charged as an adult. But let's continue to see what he was charged as an adult for. And let's try to compare it with Ethan.
January 1st of this year, Florida Highway Patrol investigators say Garcia was doing 111 miles per hour 1 second before plowing the Chevy Tahoe he was driving into a Hyundai Elantra filled with 4 people: 21-year-old Julia Galatz Barzaga, her boyfriend, 22-year-old Christian Mobile, and their friends, 21-year-olds Andres Zacarias and Jender Salazar. All 4 of them in the Elantra were killed, while Garcia and the 2 other teens in...
All right, so what we have here is we have one kid that was drinking and driving a crazy speed, which was 110 miles an hour. If you plow into someone at that speed, I mean, whoever's in the car is possibly going to die, and you're possibly going to die as well driving at that speed, just because of the G-force that happens whenever you slam against something or stop abruptly in situations like that. But he killed 4 people, and they already said he's being charged as an adult. Do you think that affluenza could be used in this case, but as being underprivileged rather than being privileged?
And the 2 other teens in the car with him were hurt and taken to the hospital, but survived.
All right, so far, we have at least around 6 people that he has injured. Allegedly, there's around 9 that were involved with the other kid. But let's continue listening.
At the end of March, Garcia turned himself into Florida Highway Patrol, facing 4 counts of reckless vehicular homicide, 4 counts of DUI manslaughter, and 2 counts of DUI causing serious bodily injury.
Now, that right there is almost exactly what they were going to charge Ethan with if they didn't come up with the affluenza defense, in which I tried to look it up, but I think that was possibly the first case that was used. Let's just continue.
He was taken into custody by the Department of Juvenile Justice, but on Monday, the state announced they would be charging him as an adult. So on Tuesday, Garcia officially appeared in bond court in Miami-Dade, where families of the victim spoke, and his attorney tried to get some of the charges thrown out.
I don't know what to tell you on this, guys. Do you think that this is fair so far? Leave it in the comments. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Because he's been charged as an adult. I wonder what he was saying as a defense. I mean, better than this.
Memorial on 79th Avenue and Flagler Street, and twice it's been vandalized.
At this stage in the case, they do not have probable cause of DUI manslaughter.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? There's probable cause for the 4 counts of vehicular homicide. There's probable cause for the 4 counts of DUI manslaughter, and there's also probable cause for the 2 counts of DUI serious bodily injury.
So Garcia was not given a bond. He will.
Well, so pretty much his attorney was saying, but there's no probable cause, and the judge is like, there's probable cause for this, there's probable cause for this, and there's probable cause for this. So all the charges against him, more than likely, are going to be a conviction. They're going to convict him of those charges.
Be held in jail until his next court hearing. Of course, we will keep you posted with the very latest. In Miami, I'm Ian Margle, Local 10 News.
All right, guys, let me know if you want me to go and look into this case and find out any more information with Garcia. And I can, but this is not over yet. Let's go back. All right, so I tried to find as much information on Ethan Couch that I could. There wasn't much that I could really find. There is another video in which I would like to reference to, or to do a second video. Let me know if you guys are interested in it. He had more things go down, in which this is going to allude to. But this is what I found on Wikipedia. I couldn't find anything on the public records. I would have had to request it in order to get that information. But okay, so Ethan Anthony Couch was born in 1997. He's an American who at age 16 killed 4 people while driving under the influence in 2013 in Burleson, Texas. Couch, while intoxicated under the influence of drugs, was driving on a restricted license and speeding in a residential area when he lost control of his vehicle, colliding with a group of people assisting another driver with a disabled SUV. So let's see. He was driving while under the influence of drugs. 1, driving with drugs on a restricted license. No real I don't know why his license was restricted, but that's 2 dings in which you would get sent to jail for. Independently, you would get sent to jail for either of those. Speeding in a residential area. Remember, unless I'm mistaken, he was driving 70 miles an hour in a residential area. And it continues colliding with a group of people assisting another driver, hitting people. And it says a total of 9 people were injured. 9. So he killed 4 and injured 5 more. It says 2 passengers in Couch's pickup truck suffered serious injuries, with 1 passenger suffering complete paralysis. What do you guys think about that? Do you think he got off pretty good just because he's rich, or because he's white? Do you think that a regular white person that grew up in a neighborhood that was on lower income would get the same charge? Well, let's continue looking at it. Couch was indicted on 4 counts of intoxication manslaughter for recklessly driving under the influence. In December 2013, Judge Gene Hudson Boyd sentenced Couch to 10 years of probation, subsequently ordering him to undergo therapy at a long-term inpatient facility. Gene Hudson Boyd, I'm not gonna speak any ill of her, Tell me what you guys think of Jean Hudson Boyd in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. She suggested 10 years probation, which could be house arrest, sitting at the house. You can't leave the house, or you can't leave the neighborhood, or you can't go do this, or you can't do that. It just pretty much means your lifestyle is going to be regulated. But you're not going to be in jail where everything is regulated. Couch's attorney had argued that Couch had affluenza and needed rehabilitation instead of prison, arguing that Couch had no understanding of boundaries as his affluent parents had never given him any. What about the parents? What about the families who don't even have a father and their mothers are on drugs, or their mother is not even present because she's always out partying or always out working and never at home? What about those children? Don't you think they should fall in that same category? But since that's an extreme right, they should fall underneath the extreme left? Leave it in the comments. Let's continue. Couch's sentence, judged by many as outrageously lenient, set off the New York Times called an emotional, angry debate that has stretched far beyond the North Texas suburbs. All right, guys, so with that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you wanted to join the membership just to show love to the channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. I thank all the old members and the new members who are joining us. It definitely is an encouragement to us. Keep us in your mind and in your prayers. Thank you for watching.